I want to belong to someone who can take my heart home, a home where I don't always feel alone. I wanna belong to someone who is always near me, someone who really hears me, someone who can save me from me. I wanna belong to someone.
What's a nice LA rock band like you doing in the middle of Broadway? What are you doing in a place like this? So tell me the origin story. I'm sure everyone asks you this, but I want to know. Tell me how you all came together to make this awesome band.
Well, Adrianne and I knew each other at Berklee College of Music, and she moved to LA first. I joined like 4 years later, and Gabe was already out there. And we all were playing our solo music. We all had solo projects, and a dear friend of mine who was in the music industry had this idea. He was like, you should get together and form this band. And I told them we knew each other from playing around, and we all kind of had a good laugh and forgot about it. And then he used his own wedding reception to basically force us to form the band and try it. He paid us the kind of money at our age that we couldn't say no back then in our 20s. Wow. It was just instant chemistry, and because he was in the music industry, there were managers and labels and such there, and they wanted to then see us showcase, which was hilarious because we'd all been trying to get record deals for years, and suddenly it was a boulder rolling down a mountain that you couldn't stop. Yeah, it's like a lesson in saying yes, to things that are unexpected, which is like perfectly what happened with the Lost Boys too. It's exactly the same thing, and thank goodness we said yes when this surprising thing came into our lives, because just like the band The Rescues, it has been the creative gift of a lifetime that just keeps on giving.
What's funny is that we said yes to writing a musical before knowing what it is to write a musical. We were like, well, all right, we'll write like 20 songs and then give it to the people, and then they'll do their thing and we'll move on with our lives. 5 years later, 50 songs later, we're like, I'm actually really happy that we didn't know that it would have been harder to say yes, I think, had we known what a commitment it would be. I think we still would have said yes, but it was kind of nice sort of being, and it was like when COVID was 2 weeks long. We were in the beginning, we were like, this is just gonna be 2 weeks. Had we known it was gonna be 4 years, I think we would have lost our minds.
Yeah.
So it was nice sort of being in the dark about that.
Right. And we can't wait to do it again.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let me just take this back a little bit. So you're making your music, having a lot of success as The Rescues, and there's this super fan, apparently, of your group named Michael Arden, who I'm sure you did not realize that this guy was a fan. Meanwhile, he's building this incredible career on Broadway. He just happened to love your music. He happened to get involved in this. He dreamt this all up. That's crazy.
He did.
I mean, that's wild.
He had an instinct that we were the ones to do this, to write this musical.
Yeah.
He just knew somehow. Yeah. We didn't know. We were like, okay, I guess. And then it's just like, as time went on, we were like, right. This was inevitable. This was what we'd been sort of doing the whole time, because we write very sort of naturally, very theatrically, dramatically. We love the drama, and and I don't know, it seemed like it was a very easy, natural segue.
Who is that bolt of lightning? I have to know her. She's all fire and it's frightening. My God, she burns so bright. And there's mystery in her eyes. One look and I'm hypnotized. I could lose myself tonight.
What's been your favorite thing now about writing musicals? I mean, you said you might want to write more musicals, which I love that idea. When you look at what you've created in this score for The Lost Boys, what do you really love about this versus other things you've done?
I think a song can really come alive in the context of a story in a musical in a way that it can't on an album.
Right.
And the way we approached our album songwriting was more like impressionistic painting, right? Broad strokes, you stand back, everyone can kind of see themselves in it. But the specificity of a story on stage and the way a song can animate a character's story is incredibly powerful, and I'm hooked on.
I think that I personally am attracted to the compositional aspect of it, using thematic material for specific reasons in specific places. I don't think I'm someone who could sit down and write a symphony. However, there are things that happen when you're writing musical theater that are things that you would do if you were writing a symphony. You have these themes, you bring them back in different ways and for different reasons. So to make something that consists of a bunch of songs that are interconnected in some way, that is wonderful. And it's something that we never even like considered making our own records.
Yeah.
It is something you consider like in my day job of like composing for TV shows and movies and things like that, but it's not the same when you have to do it with songs. It's pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
How would you describe the sonic landscape of the Lost Boys, of this world we're in?
It's varied. It has a lot of stuff. There are these enormous, like epic, dark, vampiric things that happen, like pulse pounding, enormous drums, guitars, strings, like everything basically. And then there are funny songs that are tight and small for different characters, for different reasons. There's like some kind of more straight ahead 80s pop songs. And there are sort of deeply moving emotional songs that sort of like span, like in terms of the way that they sound,
They're also epic, but like in a more hopeful,
yeah,
sort of.
and some of them are very personal.
Yeah.
Like, and these are things that like the Rescues as a band, we've explored all of that before this, and so I think that was part of the reason that Arden was attracted to us. Is like they have all these things that we're going to need for this show. There's an 80s-ness that we had to sort of address in certain ways, and I think that the way we ultimately found to address it was that it's more in the writing than it is in the sort of sound.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't sound like Culture Club, and it doesn't sound like The Cure,
Jovi, yeah.
but it doesn't also not sound like those things.
Right.
There are 80s music conventions in terms of the actual writing of the music, the place that a rhythmic thing will land, the way that a melody is constructed. So we have that stuff in there too.
Is there someone out there waiting to be found? Come and reach out for me. I'm tired of wandering around. Been searching for something more, something worth living for. I wanna belong to someone.
Let's talk about Michael and sort of where this song fits in. It's sort of the I Want song, but
Ish.
Right. There's an earlier song that kind of is the fake out I Want song. You know, and just like all of us, sometimes we think we want something, and then when we dig deeper, we realize we want something, you know, more internal, more meaningful.
what I really want.
What I really want. So he's, you know, an angsty teenage boy on the precipice of becoming a man, and, you know, he has that ache to be known that we all have at that age. And he also has some family stuff that's hard for him that he's running from a bit. And so he wants to fit in, and that kind of drives him to maybe try to belong in a way that isn't the most healthy in a vampire gang. But it's really, the heart of it is about belonging, which was one of the first themes that we explored in our show.
I wanna belong to someone. I want to belong to someone. Someone who can take my heart home. A home where I will always be alone. I wanna belong to someone.
It was actually one of the first songs that we wrote.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That first weekend when you apparently went off, and when you found out you might have this job, you sort of went and wrote some songs on spec, right?
We wrote 3 songs.
That was one of
It
them.
was basically an audition, because like the producers were like, we like these guys, they're great. Can they write songs?
Right.
Like we've heard the songs they've already written.
Right.
Can they write another song?
If we make it through the night, if we get the chance to change, if we can find it in ourselves to forgive us our mistakes. May we not forget how close we came to saying goodbye. Remember what matters now, if we make it through the night.
If We Make It Through the Night is the finale of the show.
I love this song so much.
I love the title. It's just such a
Yeah.
perfect. It's
If we
just
make it through the
Even when
night.
you just hear the title, it's like, oh, that's perfect for this show.
Right,
Oh,
because
yeah.
vampires always make it through the night, right? We humans don't. That is the essential nature of being human, is the if. And it's the beautiful brutality of being a human, right? Is nothing is guaranteed. And after you make it through a terrible struggle, you have the chance to think about, who do I want to be? How do I want to love? What do I want to do with the time that I have, this day that I have, which is all that I know that I have is like right now. And so like all of our characters have learned so much and arrived at this moment of growth, and they get to decide who they want to be together going forward as a chosen family. And it's such a beautiful thing, and it's so resonant for all of us. And on the very first day of rehearsal for our show back in, when was that, January, end of January, Michael Arden said, we only get to do this once. And I think about that every freaking day in relation to this show and this process and to life. And I think that goes right with this song. You know, we only get to do this once. So if we make it through the night, what are we gonna do?
If we make it through the night, I will thank the stars. I'll paint in brighter colors and not be afraid of the dark. When struggle comes our way again, I will not leave your side. I'll stay by you always, if we make it through the night.
When you yourselves look at like the message of that song, Make It Through the Night, and being on Broadway and seeing, you know, this show up in lights, and you're gonna be able to go to the theater and hear your music, but performed by this big band every night, and I mean, just the whole thing.
It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. And I can't believe that we get to do this in our lives, like at all. I can't believe it. I don't know. And believe me, we've worked our asses off. So, like, you know, but even with that, none of this is ever guaranteed. You know, between the director and our producers, I'm like they're lifers for us. Like they really have changed our lives and enriched our lives in ways that we didn't even realize we needed. I didn't realize how much I needed this.
Like, as we've been crafting the stories of all these characters, we've been on these like heroes' journeys as well, these quests. Like, we've grown so much individually and like as a band, and staying open to what this moment can be for us, not just like, you know, externally, but internally, like what we can learn from it and grow. It's like, it's so freaking beautiful. And it's so wonderful to be in the room with all these people.
I think about the opening night of this show, and we have a lot of people that are important to us coming to this show.
It's like a wedding. It's like our
Just-
wedding.
Yeah, it's like a
In a
triple
way.
wedding. It's
Triple
like
wedding.
a massive wedding. So like, for a lot of people, not just us.
Totally.
And so to be a big part of of the foundation of what made this thing feels overwhelming. And it also is something that is ultimately not ours. It gets delivered, and then it lives, hopefully, for a long time, and we can share it with everyone.
Everything I've gotten wrong, I may not ever get right, but I will die trying. If we make it through the night.